All right. Well, we are alive. Yay. Oh, open that notification. I'm streaming. Yes, I am streaming. Let's watch it. Let's watch the stream.
I'm watching the stream.
That way I can test audio. Does it sound good or no? Is it off?
Um,
Can you tell?
I think it sounds fine. Hold on, let me.
Okay, I can hear that.
I keep
Sweet.
getting an echo.
Well, it's
Well, I know why, but yeah.
yeah, it's because you're watching the stream and listening to me through your headset or headphones or speakers, whatever it is. Oh, okay. Now I gotta go get a shareable link.
Huh.
Quiet. World of Tanks. Yeah, yeah, we do.
What?
Jack is in the comments.
Hi, Jack.
uh, you.
Yes.
Nothing. I got nothing. Alright. Share it in here.
Yeah, yes, it is. It is the apple pie guy.
The apple pie guy. Oh, man.
Oh, gosh.
Alright, there's that one. Flag and apple pie. Oh, man. Hey, Jack, do me a favor. Can you hop into the group chat and see if the link works? I'm not gonna find the Snapchat group chat. Thank you, sir. Uh,
He says it works.
cool. All right. So, first off, because we're gonna upload this later, so yeah. My name is Jordan, and this is Grant.
Hello.
He is a Appleholic.
Hey, only
Um,
sometimes.
yes, but you are an Appleholic. Um, uh, you may have seen Grant and I on my channel, just kind of goofing off in vlogs and stuff. I think the biggest one that he's been in is the the car when we were in the car.
It's still French
There's
accents.
a French accent. Yes, yes. You still do not know how to make crepes.
I never wanted to know.
No, it's very half-hearted. Um, but yes, so we decided to do a podcast because hey, like, why not?
Yeah, everybody's
Um,
trapped in their homes and has nothing to do.
exactly. Um, but in addition to uh to just kind of getting on, what we're going to be doing is we're mainly just going to be like talking. Um, it may vary from day to day what we're doing, but we will always end each podcast with a reading of scripture, um, and discuss that just a little bit before we sign off. Which is something we've been wanting to do for a little bit now. Just didn't know really how to do it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. Let's see. We got. How did you meet me, Grant? Like,
How did
let's dive into
how did
that.
I meet you?
Yeah.
Let's see. Jordan doesn't remember. Um
Oh,
the,
okay.
the when I met Jordan, we we were in a computer class. I had come in to like the semester late. So most people in the class were already like ahead of me and were all doing stuff. And Jordan was extremely helpful in getting me set up on what it is I was supposed to be doing in that class. Uh, yeah, that's how we met. And I mean, yeah.
That was pretty lame. Like, come on, add some flair to it.
Well, let's the class was pretty boring.
It was. It was very boring.
I don't remember. That was a while ago, dude. How long has it been?
It's been what? That was my sophomore year.
No, that would have been your freshman year.
Wait, no, you're right. Wow. Okay. Was that the that was the Photoshop class, wasn't it?
No,
No?
no, that was just general like computer class with Miss
Oh, just
Powers.
okay, yeah. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I barely
Ugh.
remember that. I don't think you and I started like officially talking to like drama club though.
No, I mean we would talk in class, but I think that was about it. And
Yeah.
then the next year, was it the next year? Yeah, the next year I joined drama club. Also
Yeah.
late.
Yes. Very late. Like it was um it was like
It was like
2 weeks before we were performing. Like it was pretty
so I think
late.
it was a little more than that, but yeah, it was pretty close. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Hence the for, for mom, the flag, and apple pie.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. But I think that after that year, you and I just kind of started
Yeah,
bouncing
we
jokes
started
off of each other a little bit more.
that was when the Apple stuff started.
That was when the
That was
Apple stuff started. Yeah. I noticed because Drama Club ended, and I thought that your character was just somebody who ate an apple. Um, and then I see
and
you
then it
around
turned out that
school. Every single time I saw you, I swear you were eating an apple. Like there was not a moment where you did not have an apple, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like this is ridiculous."
well the whole reason it even started with me eating an apple on stage is like I was just I just went on stage eating an apple at one point when we were practicing. And,
Yeah.
and then Mrs. Pottas pointed at me and she said, "Do that on stage."
Yep. I kind of remember
Oh,
that. Well, because okay, so we that was your first show was Radio Days, and then the one after that
mhm.
was that Liberty?
Yeah, Liberty Street
That
was
was
after that.
Liberty. Yeah. Okay. So you kind of had a really big role change there.
Yeah,
Because the radio days, you were just kind of, you were a rather
I
small
was
part.
yeah, I was only in like the last half of Act 2, so it wasn't even I was
Yeah,
hardly in it. And then all of a sudden I'm in a fairly was that was a that wasn't a lead role, but it was
it was a fairly big role though.
yeah, it was I wouldn't say, it wasn't lead, but it was fairly big.
Yeah, it was a much larger role.
Yeah,
Um, which was which was different. It was a change of pace.
I know.
You kind of yeah, no, it was fun because you got to show what you could do, and
Which at the point I gotta say it wasn't much. I can
yeah, no.
I don't think I was ready for that role at Liberty Street. So
Hey, but you did good. You did good. Um,
yeah.
I think for some inside jokes that's going to be shown in some videos later. Um, the okay, Liberty Street is the start of. So if you watched the trailer on YouTube for me versus Grant, that you see the Apple reference. Well, there is another reference with somebody else that involves gloves, and that started that year. So the tech booth, it was one of the techies, Sydney. She is up there doing lights or sound, and there's this little tiny window that you can look through the tech booth, and she is just like very focused on what's going on stage. So I sneak up underneath that window and just chuck gloves in at her and scare the bejeebas out of her. And ever since then, every moment that I had a glove, it turned into like, hey, let's let's get her. Like I have a weapon. Uh, so this just kind of turned into a joke. But yeah, I think that's like the biggest inside jokes that we have. No,
Yeah.
Liberty Street is also the start of Dang It Grant.
Oh, was that when that
That's
started?
when that started. Yeah, that is when that started. I'm pretty sure that's when that started. It might have been like it might have been that year. I don't know that it was the same.
All I remember is you've been saying that ever since I've known you. So
I've been saying it for a while. Like it's it's nothing new. Um, yeah, like but that's kind of a little bit of info on us. Um, Grant, would you care to explain um, the jokes that started from Pride and Prejudice?
the jokes is start. Oh,
You and I have one very big inside joke that happened in Pride and Prejudice.
oh dear. You, you give my memory too much credit. I have no memory. What are you speaking? What are you talking about? The
it had to do. It wasn't something that was between you and I. It was something that our characters would do that we started doing at Hobby Lobby.
oh, just like the small talk between us.
The yeah the what was it? So during one of those scenes, you and I were in the back, and we had to have a silent conversation. And I think one time we just got bored, and we're like, "Hey, who can make the other person laugh more?"
Well, I know who would win that.
I did. I won. It was fantastic. I still have the trophy. Uh, um, but like just for some reason during Pride and Prejudice, I think that's the source of the French accents because we were doing British accents for the play, and we just had fun doing accents. So it was like, well, what if we just started walking around randomly doing random accents? Um, and I don't know that the French was like directly influenced by that, but I know that like that's
No,
where
that
the
was. I don't know where the French accent came from. We were driving home. We both got in the car, and all of a sudden, we both just start talking to each other in a French accent.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. No. Oh man. It. I, I think that was like okay. I have this theory about myself that I stop caring what kind of humor I use once it hits like 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, he just is. It's very fun and entertaining to watch him after 10 o'clock. He's just like it's the slap happy kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
like it's the I don't care. Like yeah. It's pretty self-explanatory. Um oh, that's a bad setting. Um yeah, anything else you'd like to add in there, Grant?
Uh, I mean, well, what about you just going crazy? I don't.
About me
Uh,
going crazy? Maybe not that, but I can.
let's just say it ends badly usually.
I don't think I've
Um,
ever. Well, maybe.
well, where what kind of stuff started? What did we do last?
What do you mean? You gotta give me more there.
No, I know. I was just thinking about what the last play was that we we've kind of gone up the line from Radio Days to Pride and Prejudice, and then after that it was Wild Pink, but you had already graduated,
I
so I
had
don't know.
graduated, but I did come back for tech. I just wasn't as involved as I was this year.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
yeah, no. Oh, that stupid projection screen.
Oh yeah. There's Jordan experiences many technical difficulties often.
Technical stresses, is that what you want to call it?
It took us like all last night to figure out how to even set this kind of thing up. And
Okay,
then
okay. It was in my defense. In my defense, it was past 9 o'clock. All right, so my brain functionality is not good.
yeah, but then we tried to do it a little bit earlier today, and then
Oh my
Jordan,
gosh.
what happened earlier today?
So my internet provider is shall not be named for certain reasons. Um, but they decided to do unannounced maintenance on everything at 2:30 today. And I just got internet back. So
Yeah.
as like 18 minutes ago, I had internet, thankfully. So I'm glad it didn't take all day, but good grief, it was terrible. It was awful.
Oh,
Technology is such an annoying blessing.
annoying blessing.
Because it's nice to have, but it sucks when
No,
it
I
doesn't
know.
want to work.
At, at this moment in time, it's the only way anybody's allowed to have social contact with each other.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Uh, I'm gonna. Oh, that reminds me. Um, don't tell Sydney, but I'm going to make a fake glove picture and just send it to her and say, "Ha, you've been gloved."
That's brilliant. I hope she's not watching this.
You know what? She probably is. Hey, yikes. Uh,
Just kidding, Sydney. Where is it? That's not gonna
yeah,
happen.
what? What? Yeah, nothing.
Oh,
I gotta put my phone away because it's very distracting to me. Um, yeah. So as far as like podcast goes, um, we should have some more people on, other than just me and Grant.
Yeah.
Um, maybe not today. We'll see. Um, but just kind of, okay. I have something I want to touch on because I think you'll find this interesting. So I got in
Okay.
touch with, so some of you that, if you're watching this and you're from Drama Club, you know Jadale. And I was talking to him last night, and the 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 topic came up about denominations in religion,
Mm-hmm.
um, and how in reality denominations are unimportant.
Yeah.
Don't let a denomination define your beliefs in God, because if you start letting the denomination define those beliefs, then you will lose sight of his purpose for you.
Yeah, you kind of start getting into the real nitty-gritty stuff of,
Yeah,
well, they don't believe this very specific thing about this very specific passage of the Bible, and then
exactly.
you start arguing, and then it divides people, which is not at all what
No,
I mean,
it's not what God wants. It's not really what we want, because for me personally, I love being able to interact with people from other religions because I like getting their perspectives of what's going on.
mhm,
Because obviously, like religion is the practice of worshiping God, right? Like we can agree on that. I
yeah,
think, unless I have that backwards. I might have that backwards. But in certain religions, there is a difference. There's a cutoff between what one believes and what another believes. I think the biggest one is like Catholics and Christians.
yeah,
Like it's very, very, very similar beliefs. However, very different practices.
yeah,
Very, very different practices, which it can be good, but it like some people like to hang on to it way too hard. I think, um, which is
yeah,
bad. I don't think that's a good idea. I think, and Jude hit it perfectly last night. He said it doesn't matter what denomination you are, what your beliefs are, what religion you're in, as long as you try to get close to God.
yeah,
Because if you get close to God, that's all He wants.
hmm,
Across the spectrum, He wants us to be close to Him, and He wants us to be with Him. And so if we can forget all that extra denominational practices, beliefs, whatever, because in the end, it doesn't matter,
hmm,
right? Like it really doesn't. Um,
no,
which which is difficult for people. I get that. Um, I have had problems with that. I've had problems with trying to step back and be objective to what's going on.
yeah.
So yeah, just kind of.
I think yeah.
Anything to add?
Sometimes like, well, I was just gonna say, like the different denominations, I mean, and specifically like in Christianity, I don't think it really doesn't matter as long as it's like, you know, Jesus died on the cross and he rose 3 days later, and now we're gonna go to heaven if you believe that. Basically, that's the basis of Christianity. So I mean, as long as you believe that, you're a Christian and not in any kind of denomination.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes it is hard because I mean, just as long as, just as long as that, as long as that's like the foundation of what you believe. As far as I'm concerned, you're a Christian, and the and we're all just the church. The church
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. I gotcha. Um, yeah, I know this is a very sensitive topic for our time because there is a lot of pushback from just everybody in general on because like our society is so focused on staying like sticking to what your beliefs are and not letting somebody else sway your opinion, which in some
Yeah.
cases is fantastic. I totally agree with part of that.
Hmm.
But there's a cutoff. There is a cutoff because there I hate like I don't like making this connection, but like it really works. It's like the cutoff is, let's say somebody believes that in order to be close to God, they have to sacrifice somebody.
Yeah.
Well, in the Bible, that's a no-no. It's a very big no-no. Um, so in that sense, like having the allowing that person to keep believing that is kind of is problematic. Like it's not it's something that you want to try and like dissuade,
Hmm.
but at the same time you want to try and I don't know, like be passive aggressive, I guess. In a way, I think is that the right word?
I think I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. You explain it because
Well,
I don't think I'm explaining it very well.
I guess. Huh.
Stuck, are we?
Yeah.
But no, it's
So
anyway.
I guess, are you?
We're gonna forget that and round back to denominations. Yeah, denominations don't matter. They really don't. Obviously, there are some things that a denominate like let's say you're more comfortable with what something a denomination does, one denomination does versus a different denomination. Like
Mhm.
yeah, that's cool and all, but doesn't God challenge us to get out of our comfort zone?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you find comfort in one religion, it's probably because you're not asking yourself enough hard questions. It's not challenging your faith to the point where you're turning to him and asking like is this right? Like is what I'm doing the right thing?
Hmm.
Um which I think cuz in everything we turn back to God for answers. Ultimately is what we should do. It's what he wants us to do.
Hmm. Yeah.
But if we find ourselves in a situation where we're worshiping him and a problem comes up and we don't let's say a major problem comes up and we don't feel like we need to turn to him, that I think that within itself is kind of problematic.
Well, that's like a perfect example because we're in the middle of all this
Yeah,
coronavirus stuff, and
exactly.
this, this. I mean, this podcast. It was kind of like I was sitting at home, and I was kind of like I have nothing to do.
Yeah.
I'm so bored. Jordan's locked in his house. I'm kind of locked in my house. And I'm like, okay, that's enough. We got to do something. And
Yeah.
I tried to turn to God. I'm like, okay, what are we supposed to do? And we've had this idea of a podcast. And when we first thought of it, I was like, oh, we're gonna do it. And then in between, I was kind of like, that's not gonna happen. And here we are.
Yeah. It's come a good ways. Okay, today is perfect example. We are trying to get the podcast going and start up and everything up and running, and I lose internet.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, okay, you can call it coincidence if you want, but to me,
I don't believe in coincidences.
exactly. But like to me, that said, okay, somebody needs to hear what we're going to talk about. What we're
Yeah.
refresh the channel. Come on.
Are we back on?
I think we're back. I gotta refresh my
Yeah.
page. Is it back? Is it working?
Yeah. I'm
See?
getting the echo.
See? There it is again. There it is again. He doesn't want me talking about this. Like it is a problem because it's working.
Oh,
Oh man, sorry.
perfect
Like this is
example.
the perfect example. Like the stream goes dead in the middle of it. Like this is like perfect. Uh, good grief. Um,
Oh.
but yeah, it's that I'm sorry, but that made me smile. That made me smile because it proved my point. So yeah, prime example there. Prime example. That was funny. I have to be the technical person saying, I'm sorry for the technical issue. The problem might continue. It shouldn't, but it might. There is a slight chance. So,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah.
do you want to jump into the to reading the Bible now?
I mean, we can. Do you want to? Yeah, go for it. Do you have it pulled up?
I do.
Perfect. You read.
All right. So for people watching, we're just gonna slowly go through the book of John.
Yeah. Do we
Let's
want to?
see.
I never asked. Do we want to take this chapter by chapter, or do we want to take it?
That is a fantastic question.
I think we should do maybe like 2 chapters at a time.
2 chapters at a
One or
time.
two. Wait, hang on.
I I guess it depends on how in depth we either end up going or want to
Well,
go
let's
or
let's just
what.
start with one chapter and see what we get.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah. All right. What
Did
version
it
is
do
this?
it again?
Oh.
No, it's good. Never mind.
Oh,
No mind
okay.
me.
All right. So we're starting in the book of John. I am reading, what is this? This is ESV for
ESV.
anybody who cared to know.
I care.
All right. So,
Okay. Shut up, Jordan.
all right. So, Jared, feel free to stop me anytime if you want to touch on something.
Okay.
All right. So, verse 1, chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He
Amen.
was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Wow, that was a mouthful. Uh, in him was life, and the life was the light of men. Light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. That right there is actually, I mean, what do you think the definition of that light is right there? The light.
I am currently finding the book of John in my Bible. Please
Okay.
hold. Sorry. All right. I don't know. I think. Hmm. Well. Oh. You got me. You got me thinking.
This could end very good, or this could end very
Oh,
badly.
quiet you. Um. Well, I think the light could represent love, maybe.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
Jesus's love for us. Um. Because it's never ending, and there's nothing more powerful than his love.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
Yeah.
So even if darkness tries to overcome it, it can't. It's too
Which,
powerful.
yeah, I saw that in like the verse 5, and I was like, well, I wonder what the light is, because I guess like the light shines in the darkness. So Jesus's love shines in the darkness,
Yeah.
and the darkness has not overcome it. And this at this point in time, and I mean everybody's locked in their houses, but here we are doing a podcast. People are trying to figure out how to still, you know, communicate and share Jesus's love, even
Yeah.
though we're not able to
Like we're not
socially
allowed
interact.
to physically meet with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to say that. I don't know. All
Oh,
right.
do you want me to take over from there? All right. Uh, I'll read the next few.
Yeah.
Mine's
So
gonna be
verse 6.
confusing because I am reading from the international version.
Okay.
So, all right. There was a man sent from God, whose name was John. He came as a witness to bear witness about the light, that all might believe through him. He was not the light, but came to bear witness about the light. The true light, which gives light to everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made through him. Yet the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own people. I paused weird. He came to his own, and his own people did not receive him. But to all who did receive him, who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God, who were born, not of blood, nor the will of flesh, nor the will of man, but of God. That's a nice little section right there. What do you think? So back in verse 10 it says, "He was in the world, and the world was made through him, yet the world did not know him." Do you think that that's talking about John, or is that talking about
the
Jesus?
truth was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made. Well, it's probably talking about Jesus, because says that the world was made through him.
Yeah. Very good. Very nice. Yeah, that like yeah. I'm sorry. My brain is going.
It's not 10 yet. You can't do that yet.
Yes, but I'm hungry.
Okay. All right, fine. All right.
It's in my eye again. Eh. Continue,
All
Grant.
right. I didn't do it.
No, I said continue.
I'll continue. I just said,
Continue.
dang it. Dang it,
Dang
Grant.
it,
Okay.
Grant. Continue.
All right.
Ah,
Verse
I don't
14.
know.
And the word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory. Glory as of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness about him and cried out, "This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me ranks before me, because he was before me. Aha. For from his fullness we have all received grace upon grace. For the law was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, the only God who is at the Father's side. He has made him known. Jeez.
Yeah.
I gotta look through that again.
Yeah, do you? Yeah, it sounds like you do. Nice little first. I think I know how I want to do this now because it's in my. I don't know if it's the same as your Bible, but it's broken into like different sections of the first chapter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think we just dissect each section.
Each section all on its own. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
because
will take a while, but that is a great idea.
I mean, my goal for this podcast is to eventually cover the entirety of the Bible.
Ooh.
Maybe minus numbers. I'm sorry, but numbers is long.
It is. Yes.
Oh man. No one has ever seen God, the only God, who is the Father's side. He has made him known.
I thought that's a little confusing. No one has ever seen God, the only God, who is at the Father's side. That saying that God is at the Father's side?
No, no one has ever seen God. Then there's colon, I think. That
Oh,
is.
yeah.
And it says,
The
the
only God.
only God who is at the Father's side, he has made him known. So it's kind of breaking it into two separate
Oh, okay, I
things.
see. I
So
see.
no one has ever seen God because no one has. No one living anyway.
Yeah.
No one's ever seen him except for Jesus. So what I think this is touching on is God is the only God who, and it's like it's more of a kind of, I feel like it's more of a question, who is at the Father's side. He has made him known. It's talking about Jesus has made God known to people. Like
Okay.
like whether you've seen him or not, through Jesus he is known.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Sorry, that's just like the for some reason like I pictured that in like a creative setting. I broke each word into separate pieces, which was important,
Yeah.
or I felt like it was important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else does it say in there?
I guess
Talks about the Ten Commandments too.
for the law was given through Moses. Yeah.
Yeah. Fullness we have all received grace upon grace. Yeah. Okay. So like, verse 16, from his fullness we have all received grace upon grace. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So
And
that's two separate verses. That's 16 and 17.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh man, it's kind of hard for me to dissect things when I'm hungry, because I just start thinking about food, and I feel like God knows this about me, and it's really funny. I'm sure he laughs at me. I like to think God has a sense of humor, because otherwise, where do I get my sense of humor? You know what? Hang on. Pause the scripture for a second. Okay, this has been a debate that I've had with people. Some people say, because in the Bible it is portrayed that God is all caring, kind, but he can also be very angry and strict.
Yes.
However, if we are created in the image of God, where do you think we get our personalities from?
Well, I mean, where else do you get them from?
Exactly. My case in point. If God does not have a sense of humor, then I am terrified to think about where it came from.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, he's definitely got a sense of humor because I mean, he technically invented farting. So,
He did. Like, you think about these things, like, just day to day things that happen. You
oh yeah.
know, he was having a fantastic time when he came up with farting because, like,
Uh,
oh man, it's so funny to me.
so what is the debate you've had with people? No, they don't think he has a sense of humor or
People
what?
don't think he has a sense of humor.
They need to read the Bible.
And I was like, there's no way that he doesn't have one. I know for a fact that when I'm laughing at myself for something stupid I did, he is also laughing at me for something stupid I did. Because he's like, I saw it coming. Oh wait, couldn't tell you. Sorry. And then starts laughing. It's I feel like that is my if you want to know how my relationship with God is right now, like that's it. Like I turn to him like if I'm having problems with stuff, but like if I do something stupid and I think it's funny, I know that it can't bother me because he's laughing with me over it.
Yeah.
Now, if I really mess up, I know I'm in trouble. But like my whole perspective is like I turn everything into something funny because for me taking something way too seriously is not healthy.
Yeah.
Like okay, another example of God having a sense of humor. Jonah is running away so that he doesn't have to go to Nineveh.
Yep.
God could have sent an angel. He could have just had
Picked
the
him up
boat
and put him there.
picked him up and put him there. No, what does he do? He gets eaten by a whale. Like,
Yep.
come on, you know that you he was he was like how can I make this interesting?
There was
Like
probably there was probably like some kind of inside joke in there between God and Jonah. It was probably like something about Jonah doesn't like fish or something. And God's
probably
like,
like
oh, okay.
something like that. Like you and I have the apple
Yep.
and I'm sure you have we have other things. I just can't think of them at the moment. But like, if I was going to stop you from doing something extremely stupid, what would I do?
Throw an apple at me.
Exactly. I would intend. Okay, story time.
Uh-oh.
When Grant graduated, okay,
Okay.
he had his
Oh.
graduation party, and I thought about just giving him money because that's the normal standard. No, what do? I bought him a very, very delicious brand of apple and gave it to him and said, Happy graduation.
Yep. He walked through my door holding the apples, and I was just like, that's
He
hilarious.
started laughing. His mom, on the other hand, did not find it so funny. She's like, Are you serious? And I was like, Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Is this a problem?
Uh,
Oh man, sorry. Just I felt like that was a very good time to bring that up.
Yep. Uh-huh.
So, yeah. Anyway, continue.
Are we? Do you want to go into the next section?
No, actually, I think we've hit 50 minutes. 50
Oh, okay.
minutes. I think that's a good first podcast. I
Yeah.
think so. Because okay, here all the live viewers get all the details, but I'm gonna cut this section out later when I upload it to YouTube. But agree or disagree? When pushing out content, depending on the content, it gets boring after a while. But like I think for a podcast, like an hour or 50 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour is a good length of podcast. I think so.
No, yeah, that's a good number.
In
Because if you make it
addition,
too long, people start getting real bored.
yeah, like in addition to the random gremlins that keep appearing on Grant's microphone.
My siblings just keep trying to get into my room, and I have to try and quietly get them out.
Why don't you have a lock?
I do have a lock, but there's a key to the lock.
We'll take the key. Never
Then I
mind,
get in trouble.
That'd probably end badly. All right. Well, yeah, no, we did it. We actually got a podcast done. Oh, I'm so happy. The edited version will be uploaded to YouTube tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm gonna edit tonight and have it done so that it can. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. And we never talked about an outro.
We never talked about what now?
An outro.
Outro.
An outro. Do you know what an outro is?
No, we did not. Let's see. All right, thank you for joining us. Next time we're gonna do some more stupid stuff and talk about John the Baptist more.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I know how to end it. I got this.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right. I got this. Ready? Thank you guys for joining us. We will be talking about John the Baptist to next time. We won't say tomorrow. Next time. And until then, eat more apples.